Shalom. This is another message of daily edification being brought to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All praises due to the elect of Israel, 144,000. All right. Peace and salutations to you, Rod of Iron, AUSTERE family. All right. This morning, I want to go into a little history. All right. Because our mindsets need to be sharpened every now and then so that we can stay focused and that we can stay on mission on what it is that we're doing. All right. And we have to keep a constant vigil on who we are, because there's just certain things not going to be tolerated. All right. When we get to where we're going. So this has to be constantly reinforced. If you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going. We need to know what type of stock we come from so we can cut out a lot of nonsense that that goes on even up into this day. Before I start, I tried to be nice about it. All right. Ralphie A. Bro, I tried to be discreet yesterday. You left me a red heart after I told you not to. You stop that shit. All right? Or leave. I'm beginning to think that you, this Rico. I mean, I want to go into this story today because I want to show you where we come from and how fucking far we've fallen, man. All right? I don't deal with bitch ass niggas, man. I don't. Now, I'm asking you to stop that shit. I don't play that shit, man. All right? Let's move ahead. Today, we're not coming out of the 66 books. We're going to come out of the book of Jasher to get some clear history on what Israelite men are all about. All right? So I'm going to begin in chapter 63 and let the scriptures illustrate our rich history. All right. We're going to start in the book of Jasher, chapter 63, starting at verse 1. It says, "And in the 93rd year died Levi, the son of Jacob in Egypt. And Levi was 137 years old when he died. And they put him in a coffin, and he was given into the hands of his children. And it came to pass after the death of Levi, when all Egypt saw that the sons of Jacob, the brethren of Joseph, were dead, all the Egyptians began to afflict the children of Jacob." Y'all hear that? The Egyptians, these fucking Hamites, they began to afflict us after Levi died. He was the last one to go. Now, we've all read in the 66 books, most of us, all right? In the book of Exodus, Leviticus, we read about how we were led captive into Egypt and how we got there. But we're going to find out today the reason why the Egyptians had us in slavery in the first place. All right. Verse 2. "And it came to pass after the death of Levi, when all Egypt saw that the sons of Jacob, the brethren of Joseph, were dead, all the Egyptians began to afflict the children of Jacob, and to embitter their lives from that day unto the day of their going forth from Egypt. And they took from their hands all the vineyards and fields which Joseph had given unto them, and all elegant houses in which the people of Israel lived, and all the fat of Egypt. The Egyptians took all from the sons of Jacob in those days. And the hand of all Egypt became more grievous in those days against the children of Israel. And the Egyptians injured the Israelites until the children of Israel were wearied of their lives on the account of the Egyptians." Verse 4. And it came to pass in those days, in the 102nd year of Israel's going down to Egypt, that Pharaoh, king of Egypt, died, and Melol, his son, reigned in his stead. And all the mighty men of Egypt, and all that generation which knew Joseph and his brethren, died in those days. And another generation rose up instead, which had not known the sons of Jacob, and all the good which they had done to them, and all their might in Egypt. Therefore all Egypt began from that day forth to embitter the lives of the sons of Jacob, and to afflict them with all manner of hard labor, because they had not known their ancestors who had delivered them in the days of the famine. So we helped these motherfuckers, man. And look how we got done. And this was also from the Lord, from the children of Israel, to benefit them in their latter days, in order that all the children of Israel might know the Lord their God. Did y'all hear that? And this was also from the Lord, for the children of Israel, to benefit them in their latter days, in order that all the children of Israel might know the Lord their God. He let them do this to us so that we will learn from that now. This is the latter days. Verse 8. And in order to show the signs and mighty wonders which the Lord would do in Egypt on account of his people, Israel, in order that the children of Israel might fear the Lord, power of their ancestors, and walk in all his ways, they and their seed after them all the days. Malal was 20 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 94 years, and all Egypt called his name Pharaoh, after the name of his father, as it was their custom to do to every king who reigned over them in Egypt. At that time, all the troops of Angeas, king of Africa, yes, you heard right, Africa, went forth to spread along the land of Kittim as usual for plunder. And Zepho, the sons of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, heard their report, and he went forth to meet them with his army, and he fought them there in the road. We'll read that again. And Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, heard their report, and went forth to meet them with his army, and he fought them there in the road. And Zepho smote the troops of the king of Africa with the edge of the sword, and left none remaining of them, and not even one returned to his master in Africa. And Angeas heard of this which Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, had done to all his troops, that he destroyed them. And Angeas assembled all his troops, all the men of the land of Africa, a people numerous like the sand by the seashore. Verse 14. And Angeas sent to Lucas his brother, saying, Come to me with all thy men to help me smite Zepho and all the children of Kittim, who have destroyed my men. Now, Kittim, these were Japhites, all right? Kittim is where you get Alexander the Great from, all right? These were your Japhites, these were your white boys, all right? Old Testament. Zepho and all the children of Kittim, who have destroyed my men, and Lucas came with his whole army, a very great force, to assist Angeas his brother to fight with Zepho and the children of Kittim. And Zepho and the children of Kittim heard this thing, and they were greatly afraid, and a great terror fell upon their hearts. And Zepho also sent a letter to the land of Edom, to Hadad, the son of Bedad, king of Edom, and to all the children of Esau, saying, Now, Esau, these are the Edomites. They're not white people, all right? Kittim are the white boys. Esau are the Arabs, all right? Like I've been telling you. 17. I have heard that Angeas, king of Africa, is coming to us with his brother for battle against us, and we are greatly afraid of him, for his army is very great, particularly as he comes against us with his brother and his army likewise. Now therefore, come you also up with me, and help me, and we will fight together against Angeas and his brother Lucas, and you will save us out of their hands. But if not, know ye that we shall all die. And the children of Esau sent a letter to the children of Kittim and to Zepho their king, saying, We cannot fight against Angeas and his people, for a covenant of peace has been between us these many years. For the days of Bela, the first king, and from the days of Joseph, the son of Jacob, king of Egypt, with whom we fought on the other side of Jordan, when he buried his father. And when Zepho heard the words of his brethren, the children of Esau, he refrained from them, And Zepho was greatly afraid of Angeas. And Angeas and Lucas, his brother, arrayed all their forces, about 800,000 men against the children of Kittim. And the children of Kittim said unto Zepho, Pray for us to the God of our ancestors. Perhaps he may deliver us from the hand of Angeas and his army. For we have heard that he is a great God, and that he delivers all who trust in him. And Zepho heard their words. And Zepho sought the Lord and said, O Lord, power of Abraham and Isaac, my ancestors, this day I know that thou art a true power, and all the gods of the nations are vain and useless. Remember now this day unto me thy covenant with Abraham our father, which our ancestors related unto us, and do graciously with me this day for the sake of Abraham and Isaac our fathers, and save me and the children of Kittim from the hand of the king of Africa, who comes against us for battle. And the Lord hearkened to the voice of Zepho, and he had regard for him on account of Abraham and Isaac, and the Lord delivered Zepho and the children of Kittim from the hand of Angeas and his people. And Zepho fought against Angeas, king of Africa, and all his people on that day. And the Lord gave all the people of Angeas into the hands of the children of Kittim. And the battle was severe upon Angeas, and Zepho smote all the men of Angeas and Lucas his brother with the edge of the sword, and there fell from them unto the evening of that day about 400,000 men. 400,000 men were killed. Now, before I continue, I want you to take notice that Zepho was a son in the bloodline of Esau. And you see that he hearkened unto the Most High. You know why that is? It's because Esau is our evil twin brother. But this is before the fall. This is before the breach. So they were able to pray unto him too. And they got results. The Most High allowed them to be victorious in battle. All right. So the Edomites, we're Hebrew Israelites, they're Hebrew Edomites. All right. That's our twin brother. And those are the Saudis over there in Arabia. All right. This is before they had turned completely wicked like that. All right. That's just a side note. Verse 29. And when Angeas saw that all his men perished, he sent a letter to all the inhabitants of Africa to come to him to assist him in the battle. And he wrote in the letter, saying, All who are found in Africa, let them come unto me from 10 years old and upward. Let them all come unto me. And behold, if he comes not, he shall die. And all that he has, with his whole household, the king will take. And all the rest of the inhabitants of Africa were terrified at the words of Angeas. And there went out of the city about 300,000 men and boys from 10 years upward, and they came to Angeas. And at the end of 10 days, Angeas renewed the battle against Zepho and the children of Kittim. And the battle was very great and strong between them. And from the army of Angeas and Lucas, Zepho sent many of the wounded into his hand, about 2,000 men. And Sosithar, the captain of the host of Angeas, fell in the battle. And when Sosithar had fallen, the African troops turned their backs to flee, and they fled. And Angeas and Lucas his brother were with them. And Zepho and the children of Kittim pursued them, and they smote them still heavily on the road, about 200 men, and they pursued Asdrubal, the son of Angeas, who had fled with his father, and they smote 20 of his men in the road. And Asdrubal escaped from the children of Kittim, and they did not slay him. And Angeas and Lucas his brother fled with the rest of their men, and they escaped and came into Africa with terror and consternation. And Angeas feared all the days lest Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, should go to war with him. So these Edomites, man, who had teamed up with Kittim, all right, were victorious. All right. Now we're going to go to chapter 64 of the book of Jasher, starting at verse 1. And Balaam, the son of Beor, was at that time with Angeas in the battle. And when he saw that Zepho prevailed over Angeas, he fled from there and came to Kittim. And Zepho and the children of Kittim received him with great honor, for Zepho knew Balaam's wisdom. And Zepho gave unto Balaam many gifts, and he remained with him. And when Zepho had returned from the war, he commanded all the children of Kittim to be numbered who had gone into battle with him, and behold, not one was missed. And Zepho rejoiced at this thing, and he renewed his kingdom, and he made a feast unto all his subjects. So you see how the Edomites, and Kittim get along? This is exactly how it was when Yahushua came in Rome. You got Kittim, all right? You got which are Japhites, which is what Pontius Pilate and all of them were. And then you had Herod and Antipas, which were Edomites. They were not white people, all right? They've always been hand in hand, all right? Scriptures don't lie, all right? Now, back to the book of Jasher 64, starting at verse 5. But Zepho remembered not the Lord, and considered not that the Lord had helped him in battle, and that he had delivered him and his people from the hand of the king of Africa. See there? Zepho, Edomite, forgot the Lord once he got what he wanted, but still walked in the ways of the children of Kittim and the wicked children of Esau, to serve other gods which his brethren, the children of Esau, had taught him. It is therefore said, from the wicked goes forth wickedness. No shit. Verse 6. And Zepho reigned over all the children of Kittim securely, but knew not the Lord, who had delivered him and all his people from the hand of the king of Africa. And the troops of Africa came no more to Kittim to plunder as usual, for they knew of the power of Zepho, who had smitten them all at the edge of the sword. So Angeas was afraid of Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, and the children of Kittim all the days. Verse 7. At that time, when Zepho had returned from the war, and when Zepho had seen how he prevailed over the people of Africa, and had smitten them in battle at the edge of the sword, then Zepho advised with the children of Kittim to go to Egypt, to fight with the sons of Jacob, and with Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. Now he coming after us and the Egyptians. Verse 8. For Zepho heard that the mighty men of Egypt were dead, and that Joseph and his brethren, the sons of Jacob, were dead, and that all their children, the children of Israel, remained in Egypt. And Zepho considered to go to fight against them and all Egypt, to avenge the cause of his brethren, the children of Esau, whom Joseph with his brethren and all Egypt had smitten in the land of Canaan, when they went up to bury Jacob in Hebron. And Zepho sent messengers to Hadad, son of Bedad, king of Edom, and to all his brethren, the children of Esau, saying, Did you not say that you would not fight against the king of Africa, for he is a member of your covenant? Behold, I fought with him and smote him and all his people. Verse 12. Now therefore I have resolved to fight against Egypt and the children of Jacob who are there, and I will be revenged of them for what Joseph, his brethren, and ancestors did to us in the land of Canaan, when they went up to bury their father in Hebron. Now, then, if you are willing to come to me to assist me in fighting against them in Egypt, then shall we avenge the cause of our brethren. And the children of Esau hearkened to the words of Zepho. And the children of Esau gathered themselves together, a very great people, and they went to assist Zepho and the children of Kittim in battle. And Zepho sent to all the children of the east, and to all the children of Ishmael, that's the Arabs, with words like unto these, and they gathered themselves and came to the assistance of Zepho and the children of Kittim in the war upon Egypt. Verse 16. And all these kings, the king of Edom, and the children of the east, and all the children of Ishmael, and Zepho, the king of Kittim, went forth and arrayed all their hosts in Hebron. So you got Edom and the children of the east, and all the children of Ishmael, the Arabs, same as today. You got Saudi Arabia, then you got the surrounding Arab nations, and then you got Kittim, which are the Japhites. That's the white boys. 17. And the camp was very heavy, extending in length a distance of 3 days' journey, a people numerous as the sand upon the sea shore, which cannot be counted. And all these kings and their hosts went down and came against all Egypt in battle, and encamped together in the valley of Pathros. And all Egypt heard their report, and they also gathered themselves together, all the people of the land of Egypt, and all and of all the cities belonging to Egypt, about 300,000 men. And the men of Egypt sent also to the children of Israel, who were in those days in the land of Goshen, to come to them in order to go and fight with these kings. So they needed our help. 21. And the men of Israel assembled and were about 150 men. Did y'all hear that? 150 Israelite men. And they went into battle to assist the Egyptians. 22. And the men of Israel and of Egypt went forth, about 300,000 men and 150 men. All right, so the Israelites were a small detachment. You had 300,000 men, which were Egyptian, and then a detachment of 150 men. And they went toward these kings to battle, and they placed themselves from without the land of Goshen opposite Pathros. And the Egyptians believed not in Israel to go with them in their camps together for battle. For all the Egyptians said, perhaps the children of Israel will deliver us into the hand of the children of Esau and Ishmael, for they are their brethren. They already knew that Esau was our brother. All right. So they're going to go fight against their brother. We don't trust them. Verse 24. And all the Egyptians said unto the children of Israel, remain you here together in your stand, and we will go and fight against the children of Esau and Ishmael. And if these kings shall prevail over us, then come you all together upon them and assist us. And the children of Israel did so. It was like, y'all hang back. We'll take care of Esau and Ishmael. Y'all just go ahead and stay here. That's your brother out there. And Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, king of Kittim, and Hadad, the son of Bedad, king of Edom, and all their camps, and all the children of the east, and the children of Ishmael, a people numerous as sand, encamped together in the valley of Pathros, opposite of Tapanches. Verse 26. And Balaam, the son of Beor, the Syrian, was there in the camp of Zepho, for he came with the children of Kittim to battle. And Balaam was a man highly honored in the eyes of Zepho and his men. And Zepho said to Balaam, try by divination for us, that we may know who will prevail in the battle. We are the Egyptians. 28. And Balaam rose up and tried the art of divination, and he was skillful in the knowledge of it. But he was confused, and the work was destroyed in his hand. And he tried it again, but it did not succeed. And Balaam despaired of it, and left it, and did not complete it. For this was from the Lord, in order to cause Zepho and his people to fall into the hand of the children of Israel. So, this fool trying to get an answer on whether they're going to win or not, and the Most High made sure he didn't get the answer. He did that. It says, who trusted in the Lord, the power of their ancestors in their war. And Zepho and Hadad put their forces in battle array, and all the Egyptians went alone against them, about 300,000 men. And not one man of Israel was with them. And all the Egyptians fought with these kings opposite Pathros and Tachpanches, and the battle was severe against the Egyptians. And the kings were stronger than the Egyptians in that battle, and about 180 men of Egypt fell on that day, and about 30 men of the forces of the kings, and all the men of Egypt fled from before the king. So the children of Esau and Ishmael pursued the Egyptians, continuing to smite them unto the place where was the camp of the children of Israel. So the Egyptians got their ass whipped, and then they had to order a full retreat. Esau and the Ishmaelites started to run them down as they fled. Verse 33, and all the Egyptians cried unto the children of Israel, saying, hasten to us and assist us and save us from the hand of Esau, Ishmael, and the children of Kittim. So the Egyptians bit off more than they could chew. All right. They went out there and they got their ass whipped blue. All right. Verse 34. And the 150 men of the children of Israel ran from their station to the camps of these kings. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord their God to deliver them. I'm going to cut this right here. All right. I'm going to cut this right here. Now, this is before the 400 and some odd years that we were in captivity to the Egyptians. This is before. I'm going to show you how we ended up into captivity with them. I'm going to show you why it's got to be us and only us. All right? Us and only us. There's a reason. All right? We can't trust none of these other nations, man. And that goes on for today. All right? All of this great melting pot and all that, it's a bunch of bullshit, man. That's all it is. All right? So, be prepared for the next lesson. All right? Coming right up. Shalom. I'm out.